Hello everybody, Alex here from Snake On Exotics, and today, normally be delivery day, but we had most of it come yesterday, as you can see. So Morgan unboxed it all and got it all sorted. I have got a little one today, with just some cocoa fibre and some frozen mice and rats. But what we are going to be doing today, we're doing handling day. So we're trying to get some of the snakes out, do some handling, do some training. We'll see if we can get some of the lizards out as well. So we'll have a good day today, so please like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell for me. Let's crack on with handling day. Waha! Well, I've had an haircut. Waha! Between scenes. So, plan today, we can do some handling. We're not going to handle everybody because some people need feeding. So we've got our big carpet python. Pretty sure she's hungry. She's ripped all her lights down again. So we're going to have to refix that, try and find a way of connecting them to the roof without the possibility of being ripped down anymore. Because she rips them down and it's just a pain in the bum. I've got to get up there, I've got to click them all back in and get them back working and stuff. And I don't want to ripping them down, going over and breaking the bulbs because it's gonna cut her up, that is. So that's not a good thing at all. We've got the 2 holiday royals we need to feed as well. And then we're going to do handling with our 2 corns, our royals, and then we can do some of the lizards as well. So that's the plan for today. So let's crack on. First, what we'll do is we'll probably do some handling first, and then we'll save the feeding to the end. We're going to start with some of our smaller animals today because they need a little bit more handling because they're new, they haven't been in very long. They're smaller animals, they're a lot more skitty than our bigger animals are because we are a lot bigger to them, and they just get very scared and they don't know what's going on because they just assume that we're there to attack them and eat them. It's their wild instincts coming out. So that's the plan for today. We're going to start with the smaller ones. We're going to do the 2 baby corns first. Then we'll do our good sized royals, and then we should be able to feed the 2 holiday royals as long as they've settled in, as they should feed. And then we do the big carpet python, and we've got to sort her tank out as well. In this one we have our newest rescue corn. Now her favourite spot is actually in these bushes. She doesn't like going in the hides. There she is. Hey gorgeous. Hey. Wanna come out? You okay, darling? Hey? You pick her up nice and steady. There we go. Hello, beautiful. We'll just get set up and we'll have a little handle of you. So here we go. So she's calming down slowly. It's her wild instincts coming out. So she just assumes that I'm a nasty predator that's coming to eat her. But the more we handle her, the quicker she's going to get out of that mode and go into this nice, tame, chilled out mode, which is what we want. So it looks like she's just going into shed. As you can see, she's a bit more bluey and not as shiny as she normally is. If we look at the eyes, oh, come here, darling. So she's just slightly getting blue eyes. They're not fully blue yet. You can still see the black in there, but you can see around the edges it's starting to go a bit dull. So these are corn snakes, commonly found in America in cornfields, hint the name. They go after mice and like frogs and stuff like that that are in the cornfields. So she's really, really nice. Came in through the rescue. It was a young couple had it, they broke up, and it went to one of the parents' house, and no one could agree whose snake it was, who was going to feed it, who was going to pay for it. So in the end, the parent decided that he needed to go to a new, better home. So that's what they've done. So they brought it to me, and we're going to find it a nice new forever home. She's been here a good little while now. She's had 2 or 3 feeds of us, so I'm very happy with it. So she's on sale now. Very, very nice. Lovely, lovely Aztec patterns. Absolutely stunning. I think she's a really, really beautifully marked snake. She's got the line going all the way down her back. Calm down, darling, okay. So she's got the line all the way down. It's a little bit broken up in places, but it's very nice, and it's almost pixelated, as it's all like in squares almost, which is really cool. See, it's almost in boxes and squares, which is really, really nice and interesting. So this sort of size, she's on large pinkies. Problem you have with corn snakes is they get very long before they put any bulk on. So they get longer and longer and longer, but their head doesn't get any bigger, and nor does their actual size. So you get stuck feeding them the same size food, but multiple of them. So she'll go pinkies first, when she's small, or maybe half a pinky. Then when she gets to a bit longer, they'll have 2 pinkies, and then we upgrade to large pinkies, and then she'll have 2 large pinkies, and then eventually they'll go on to fuzzies or hoppers, which are the next size up. Sometimes you'll go to 2 feeds in the week instead of going up to the next size, because they just stay so thin and so dainty for so long. It takes them a while to put any good bulk on to get to the reasonable size mice. It's absolutely beautiful. And we've got one, the next one is completely almost another extreme of the markings. So you've got all the different colours and stuff on this one. The other one is just black and grey. Very interesting. The colour patterning on them can vary so much between corns. I don't actually know exactly what this one is because it came in unidentified. So I'll send some photos off to some of my corn snake breeder friends who are really, really good at identifying them from the marks. It's good, the amount of morphs and stuff there is. Having the shop, I have to have a reasonably good knowledge on at least on everything. So I can't know absolutely everything about the corns because, well, I could, but I need to know a lot about the royals, pythons, lizards, so I need to know a bit about everything, and it's hard to know absolutely everything on a species. But we do try, and we try and learn more and more and more. But I tend to, when it comes to identifying, especially with royals and corns like this, there's that many variants of it, and slight little marking changes can completely change the morph. So, and I don't want to get it wrong, and I don't want to falsely sell something for something when it's not that snake. So we make sure we get a proper identification. But you can see she's absolutely beautiful markings, and she's calm right down now. She's just chilling, thinking I'm a tree. So she's very cool. So we'll leave this one now, we'll put her back, and we'll get the next one up. Get our next little corn snake out. I believe this is an Anria corn. I will be double checking everything, but from what I can see, it's an Anria corn. I might be saying that wrong as well. A-N-E-R-Y. So I believe this one lives in the bush as well. Yep, not in a hide in the bush. So this one's a lot more nervous as it had less handling and stuff like that. When this one came to me, it had been left for a long time, and this is the one that was stuck. It got lost in a car. So it was. They were bringing it to me to rehome it, and it got out the box in the car. So it spent, I believe it was 2 weeks without food, without water, loose goosey in a car before they managed to find it. As soon as they found it, they brought it to me, thank God. So this one's very nervous. She rattles her tail a lot more, but so we've got to be a bit more careful with her not to stress her out as much. So she's going to be a bit more wiggly at first. You okay, darling, eh? But look at that. Absolutely stunning snake. All grey, black and white. It's more of a washed out grey than a white, but really, really nice. Same again, corn snake, commonly found in America. Loves little mice and frogs and sometimes inverts when they're really small and they're hatchlings because they've got such a small head. And that's the thing with the corn snakes, their heads don't grow very big at all. You're usually looking at about thumb size, well, an adult man's thumb size. So even with an adult corn, you'll never feed anything over a large to XL mouse. You'll never go on to the larger. So next up from XL mice is breeder mice, which you may get away with feeding them. But then after that, it's weaner rats. Weaner rats are just physically too big for their heads to eat. They physically can't eat them. So we tend to get to that size of mouse and stay at that size. We don't go any bigger because just their head just stays very, very slim and very, very dainty. It's not like the royals where their head grows with the body and the food item gets bigger and bigger as they get older. It doesn't work with the corns. These ones, that's what I do anyway. You can try it yourself if you think your corn's a bit bigger or you've got the slightly smaller sizes of rats. We do like to give them rats every now and again, but a smaller size. So just to vary their diet, especially if they're skinny, like our one in the back. Every so often I'll try and give her a rat pup or something like that, just so it entices them, because they've got extra fat in the rats have. So it helps them put a bit of extra weight on and grow that little bit quicker. And the main thing with that one out the back is to put the weight on. We will do a little bit of handling with her today, just to give her a check over, check her condition and stuff like that. So we'll probably do her next, then we'll go on to the royals, then we'll do the feeding. So absolutely stunning. They're both on sale now. So if you're interested and you want to give them a forever home, come and see me. They are reasonably discounted, being rehomes. We don't rehome stuff for free. The main reason behind that is we like to find them good homes. Giving stuff away for free, it can go to anybody who doesn't have the right information, doesn't have the right kit and stuff like that. So, and we don't want it to become a throwaway pet. That's why a lot of the stuff, like when all the bad things happened to tortoises back in the 60s, you could get a tortoise for like £2 at the greengrocers or at the corner shop. You didn't go to pet shops to get them. And there were so many dying and stuff like that. That's why they put the price so high on them, so they stopped becoming throwaway pets. So the idea is, if you spent £100 on something, you're going to look after it more than if you spent £2 on it. Because you think, it don't matter, I'll just buy another one, it's only £2. That's the difference. If you think, I don't want to lose this, so I'm not going to spend another £100 on one, that's the difference, and that's why we try and do it. We don't give it. I do a discounted price. So they're usually around about half price of what it would be if I ordered one in and had to pay for it. And it also helps pay for food, boarding, and helps us provide homes for more rescues in the future. So we'll put her back and we'll see what Corny's doing out the back. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter handle with Corny because we don't want to stress her out. Last thing I want her to do is regurgitate or do anything silly. So I know she won't regurgitate, but best case scenario, worst case scenario, if she gets too wound up, I don't want anything bad to happen because she's doing really, really good progress. So let's have a little look. Get her out for a bit. Hey, so here she is. So she has put a reasonable amount of weight on now, so I'm really, really happy. So if you remember before, her skin used to fold round on itself, sort of like that sort of thing. So the skin, there was that much slack in the skin, it would fold over because it was trying to stay taut, but there was no, she'd used that much of her muscle mass to keep herself going. So once they don't have any food and they've ate all their fat, anything they've stored, they then start eating, their body starts breaking down the muscle to keep the snake alive. So she's put loads of weight on now. The only thing she hasn't quite got is she hasn't quite got all the belly scales on the belly yet, on the floor. They're still coming around the side just a little bit compared to a chubbier snake. But she's really, really healthy, doing really well. So what I might do, I might chuck her a bonus one today as well. You got something on your nosy. Where'd you go? You got fluff on your nose, there we go. So there we go, lovely, lovely corn, doing really well. I reckon another 4 to 6 feeds, she'll be at a peak weight then. You can just see there, you can see the belly scales coming up. When she's got a nice, good body weight to her, and I'm happy, she can then go to a forever home, and we'll be happy then, but only when she's ready, because she's had an hard life. As you look, as you can see, she's got a good scar there, where she nearly lost her whole head. So we try and give them a very good home once we know they've had a bad life. Let's give Mr. Cinnamon a quick handle and the pastel pied, because I've got to get round and I've got to get that tank set up, and I've got the stuff almost ready. I'm boiling the kettle and stuff to get the food defrosted so we can jump on and get all the jobs done today that we're trying to get done. So Mr. Cinnamon, so he should be in shed. Last time I looked, he was all blue, starting to go into shed. Oh, so here we go. Put a lot of weight on, which is really nice. They've been feeding really well and they're getting nice and chunky snakes now, which we really like. Hello, darling. So she is in shed, but so what happens is they'll go grayer and grayer and grayer, and then they'll go really grey and their eyes will almost go black. No, to a washed, a grey blue, not black. And then just before they shed, they will sink back in and almost look like they're not going to shed. And then after that, they then do their proper shed after that. But she's doing really well. Super tame now. We can do all our head stuff with him. I'm not going to go too crazy though because he can't see. So I don't want to wind him up or anything like that when he can't see. But he's doing really, really well. Nice and tame. We handle him at least twice a week normally. I'm going to get him out just for a little bit. Morgan does a lot of the handling for me. Hello, hello. You see we've got the heat sensing pits on the nose. Little divots, really, really cool. It's how they smell and see their food. A lot of the time when they're actually hunting, they're following the scent of the mice wee. So as a mouse runs around, they constantly leak wee. And that's what she follows, is the smell of the wee. So if we put this wild snake in, this captive bred snake in the wild, they may struggle a little bit because they'd have to wait for a while for their natural instincts to kick in to realise they've got to follow the smell of the wee, not the smell of the mouse, because it's completely different in the wild. But really, really nice. We can see she's just about starting to shed at the top. A little bit of a darker patch, she's probably caught that when she's coming in out of her hide and loosened it up a little bit. And that's why she's got that little mark just there. Top of her head, back of her neck. So I'll put her back, got him back. There we go. There's my keys. Let me get Mr. Pastel out. Hey buddy. He's a nice one. This one's a little bit more food orientated and a little bit more skitty. Hasn't been here as long, but we can still do all our head taming with him, so I can hold his head quite easily. He doesn't stress out, but he's a little bit more skitty when you come in the tank. Because a lot of the time he just assumes food's coming, and when you stick your hand in there, he's like, whoa, that's not food. Oh yeah, handling, I remember now. That's what he's like. But absolutely stunning. He's got the dot of colour on his tail, dot on his back, and then he's got the semi-dot with the smiley face on. Really, really cool. Really, really high-end. He'd be a really good breeder for somebody, he would. I am thinking of just dropping the price a tiny bit because he's been here a while now. But we'll see what happens because he is worth it. So I don't want to short him out because he's just such a lovely snake and he's going to make such a good breeder. And if you get that smiley face on a dot, you'll be able to get loads of money for those babies. I'm really, really happy with his behaviour and his attitude and his health. Really, really healthy. I haven't had a problem with any of these snakes we've had in. Sometimes if they've got too dry of a tank, so that they can have a chest infection because they're designed to breathe in humid air. They don't like dry air. So if you leave the tank too dry for too long, it can give them a bit of a chest infection. You okay, darling? He's a lovely little male. Lovely little male. I think actually, yeah, they're both males, these ones. And yeah, little boys, yeah. So I have got some adult snakes due to come in once we've got some space. As soon as I've got some space, we'll have a big influx of adult royals come in. having boarding animals and stuff like that, this is quite a busy holiday period. So I've got lots of animals coming in and out all the time. So I need to make sure that we've got enough space for everybody. So I don't want to fill all the tanks with animals just yet, because I need space for all the boarding animals to keep everybody happy. So I'll put him back and I'll answer the phone. So all the food's defrosted. See if we can do these lights. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to actually physically pull tie the light up to the fitting at the top. So if you look just there, there's a little clip, and we can just hook behind that, because yeah, it's that she's actually broke the light now. Well, the clip for it anyway. So I'll see if I can get these all pulled up next to it. The other side's all right, but yeah, we're gonna have to pull tie them both up by the looks of it, like I've done to that one. Okay, so I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna have to take the old clip to the side, and then we'll bring the bulb up. I'll clip it in that side. Take the ends off, I will. She's pulled it that much, ripped the ends clean off. There's one. Just so now that's on nice and tight. I think she's ripped it all out of the cable clips, wire clips and everything. I've got to try and get them back on, so I'll do that afterwards. We can put this pull tie on now, like so. And that's not coming down unless she rips the screws out of the roof. So I'll do that for 3 more times, get the lights on, and we should be raring to go. I've done it. All I've got to do is cut the Jubilee clips, Jubilee straps, cut the ends off so they're not dangling down in the tank. But fingers crossed now, the lights should be fixed in one place without her being able to rip her down. She seems really keen on food. She's targeted on me and her tongue's going like mad. Because obviously I've picked up the food and stuff like that, so there's a possibility the scent of it's on my hands. So, let's go see if the food's defrosted. We'll do the 2 at the back first, then we'll do her afterwards. Whoa. I think first, we've got the Phantom to feed. Then we've got the Pinstripe, might be slightly wrong on the morph, but it's been a long time since we had them. Well, we sold these snakes, but it's a long time since I sold them, so it's hard to remember exactly what it was. I haven't properly looked at it since, because Morgan set these up for me. So let's dive in, give them a feed. Hopefully they'll feed for us, but the Pinstripe was in shed, so there's a possibility she won't feed. Look around the tank, and I've just spotted, she's just there. They are in shed though. So I'm going to offer the mouse, see if they're hungry. I don't think so. Mouse isn't cold, but no, not today. First day, well, first night in for boarding, so I'm not surprised, but I have to offer them just in case. If this one is just in this hide right here. Woohoo! You hungry? Hi? This is just down there. Hey, you hungry? No, not hungry today. She's kicking off. I'll put it. Move out a little bit, darling. Move out a little. You hungry? You want it? No, she's. Here you go. No, not today. Not today. Oh, she had a big poo for us though, so I'll get that out once we've done the big one. No worries though, because Snappy will eat this one. Hey, Snaps. Right, that's better. There we go, Snappy will eat that one. Our piranhas will eat this one. If they catch it before it hits the ground again. Oh yeah, they got it. The last one didn't touch the ground at all. They shredded it way before. That's a proper feeding frenzy. They're getting good sized piranha now. It's the biggest piranhas we've ever had in, these ones are. So cool. There's not much left of that mouse. Leave them to it and we'll feed big carpet python. Big ratto ready. It's a little bit different because it's a different colour than what she normally has. She normally has one with the bits of black on, so hopefully she's fine with just a solid white one. Oh, someone looks keen. You gonna come and get it, darling? Hey? Whoa! Do you want it there, darling? Whoa! Look at me now. Woo-wee! That stopped me getting a bite on the hand. I didn't think she was going to strike from so far away. She was miles away. She was at least a foot away from the mouse at full stretch of her mouth open. Wow, man. What an impressive animal. We'll come back in a little bit when she's starting to eat it. We can have a watch of her eat. Oh, look at that. So normally she only has one feed every 2 weeks, but she seems to be quite hungry, so we might have to increase the size of the food item, which I don't think there's much more bigger than I can buy off the suppliers than the XL rats, or we increase her and start feeding her once a week like we do all other snakes, or we do one a week for say 1 week, 2 weeks, then a week gap, feed it and so on, maybe something like that, because the last thing we want to do is have a big rat like that get uneaten because there's nothing else I can feed it to, so just get it going to waste, and we don't want that. That's worst case scenario. As viciously as she took it, she's just sat down next to it. She's sniffing around it and stuff like that, so she might be trying to readjust and something like that. She's definitely interested in it. So I think what I'll do, I'll turn the light off and then I'll leave her to it. I don't want to distract her. I'll turn the light off now. Hopefully she'll, yeah, she's back to it. She's licking it, she's nuzzling it, stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure she'll eat it sometime tonight. Okay then everybody, I'll let you know tomorrow if she eats her food. There's a possibility it could just be that she's messing around with it a bit more because it's a slightly different coloured rat than the rest of them. I don't know if it smells different, but I've had it in a couple of snakes now and a couple of customers where their snakes will only eat either, some will only eat the white ones, some will only eat the matchy coloured ones. So sometimes it's hard to know exactly what's going on because we can't smell what they smell or taste what they taste. The other thing is, we haven't actually sat there and waited with her and had a look at this before. Normally, we feed her, we carry on with everybody else, and then we go in the next day and it's just gone. So this could be what she normally does, but we just haven't watched her do it before. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell for me. If you want to watch another video, there should be one there. If you want to subscribe to our channel, it's up there. If you want to watch a playlist, she's right at the top. If you want to help us, there's a link in the description below where you can click the join button, and that helps me pay for everything. And if you want some Snake Island merch, there's a link in the description below where you can get yourself some Snake Island merch. So I'll see you in the future. Bye.